Hi, welcome to dadbakinghacks.com. Today I have a very special cameraman. Who's my cameraman?
He'll filming you.
And who are you, baking crew?
Film or baking crew 1.
That's right. And so today we're making pretzels. And this Fleischmann's recipe makes the best pretzels I've had versus homemade recipes. And this is talking about someone who grew up in Philadelphia. So very simple. You need the mix, 3/4 cup of very warm water, and 1 tablespoon of oil. Let's get started. So it starts out very simple. The first thing you do is you mix the yeast and the water in warm water. So when you open this up, it comes with a nice thing of, not surprisingly, with Fleischmann's baking, is Fleischmann's yeast. So we just get it down, and then we can put it in here. And people have asked me about these pretzels, and I always say these are the best. Get the Fleischmann's. This Fleischmann's homemade pretzel is fantastic. So first thing we do is you put the yeast in a large mixing bowl. Make sure you get all of it. Sometimes
I'm going to show them.
Yep, why don't you show them? Did you get it? Did you get it, baking crew?
Yep.
Okay.
It kind of looks like a person.
Here we go. Now, what we do, we stir together into the pretzel mix, which is this stuff. We mix the yeast. So now we put.
Well, I think it looked like a mountain with pretzel mix on it.
It kind of does. So let's cut it off here, and we mix our dry ingredients first, our yeast and our pretzel mix. Here we go, and we'll stir them together just very lightly here. Nice little spoon here, get them a little bit mixed up. The next thing we do is we measure 3/4 cups of warm water, which we have, and we dump it in.
It kind of looks like an ocean.
And now we add oil.
It looks like an ocean with water.
It does. And now we're going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. You can use any kind of oil. I've got canola oil here. Seems to work pretty well. Measure out 1 tablespoon. Dump it in. And the nice thing is that's basically most of the ingredients. Now what we do here is we stir it. And it starts to come together as a nice yeast. And once it starts to come together, what we'll do then is we'll do a little bit of kneading. And when you knead it, I just do in the bowl kneading, so that means I push down with my palm. So you keep stirring until it comes together pretty well. Can you take a look at that, baking crew? Show them what it is. Ooh, you want to move your finger a little bit, so okay. Can you show them what it looks like, baking?
Wait.
Are you recording, baking crew?
Yep.
Okay, good. So once it starts to come together like this, what I usually do then is just take whatever's left on the spoon.
The iPad is not in the bowl.
The iPad's not showing the bowl?
Yeah.
Well, now is it showing the bowl?
Yes, now it is.
Okay, then what you do is you take it and you just push down with the palm of your hand, the heel of your hand really, I'm sorry, not the palm. And you just sort of turn it about 90 degrees. You can turn the bowl and you try to make sure you get everything off the sides. And it really comes together in a nice ball. And it's pretty fast. It generally only takes about 30 seconds or a minute. Here, show what it's starting to become, baking crew. Do you see that?
Okay.
Did you get that?
But I cannot see, but the abbot cannot see the whole thing.
That's okay. They don't have to here, we're almost done here. So what we do then is we do it, and when you see you start, you want to make sure you get everything, because oftentimes there's little bits on the edge, and if that happens, you can make a little well and put whatever is sort of not on the sides in the well, and then fold it over and it becomes part of your big bowl. And that's just because it's kind of tasty. You don't want to miss out on that good part. You want to make sure the proportions of the ingredients are all right. So this is just about done. You don't want to over knead it. It's not a super high knead bread. Or dough that's going to become our pretzels. And eventually, after doing this, you get a very nice ball of dough. And I'm going to show you what this starts to look like. I got all these little pieces off the side. Here we go. Now let me show you. We'll do this maybe 1 or 2 more times. Baking crew, can I show you what it looks like?
Okay.
So take a look. We now have a nice ball. That's what it looks like. It's a nice ball of dough. And now all we have to do is we cover it with usually just something like a paper towel or a dish rag. And we wait 25 minutes, and it won't double in size. It'll get a little bit bigger, but it isn't designed to double in size. It isn't going to be that not much air in the yeast. So we get a ball. Show them what it looks like, baking crew.
Okay.
We take a dish rag, We put it over, and I will see you in 25 minutes. See ya.
See ya.
Hi, welcome back to dadbakinghacks.com. It has been 25 minutes. Our dough has risen, not so much, it looks very much the same. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make pretzels. So before I started, I filled this pot halfway up, and I started the water boiling. And second, I preheated my oven to 400 degrees with no fan. So now we take this out, we can put the bowl away, and we're gonna make 8 pretzels. So I have here a dough knife, and I really like my dough knife. I didn't have one for a long time, but it does what it's supposed to do. It cuts the dough. So we'll cut the dough into eighths. And people who want to be super exact will weigh this or something, but I find it, if I worked at a bakery or something, maybe I would do that. But for now, I have eighths. And what I do now is I take one of these, and you just roll it out.
I'll roll it out.
You put it on a flat surface like this, and you just roll. And as you roll, you put pressure in the middle and roll out to the ends. And the real trick is you want to get it so it's about even. So one part is a little fatter than the other. Put a little bit more pressure on it as it rolls out. And you want to get it to be about, probably about maybe a foot and a half long. So this is getting pretty close. And when you get it to here, what you do then is you just let it rest and you put it aside. And we do that again. And you basically roll them all out. And once we have 8 long rolls, and you want to make them all about the same size, and again, the same thickness, uniformly. That's kind of the trick of it. That one's a little bit shorter, so I'll roll out just a little bit longer. Still a little shorter. Here we go. That's pretty good. Again, you get pretty good at this as you do it more in terms of just how hard you can push down. You can probably push down harder than you think you can. So what you do is you're going to do all 8 of them like this, but then I'll show you what you do. So I'll do one more, so we'll have half of them. And then we'll show you how to make the pretzels. So what we do, we keep rolling until we have 4 about the same length now. There we go. And now you take them, and basically to make a pretzel, you take it into a U. Are you capturing this, baking crew?
Yes.
You fold it over. You then twist it one more time, and you fold it down. And then you kind of put your hands in the holes and make it so it's nice and pretty. And we put it aside. Let me do that again one more time. So you take it, you make a U, you cross one side over the other, you keep the twist going, and then you fold it down, and you get a nice looking pretzel. And with a little bit of practice, you can do this pretty fast.
I think every pretzel dough is gonna be like that.
I think so too. So we'll take our last one here. If you notice, it's not the
It
right
kind of
shape.
looks like pretzel land.
That's right. You cross, turn, and then fold down. And now we have 4 pretzels. I'm going to do the other 4, and I'll see you in just a sec. Hi, see you. Welcome back to dadbakinghacks.com. Baking, if you don't want to show them how we have 8 very lovely pretzels there. And we've already put them on a baking tray where we put down parchment paper. I'm a big fan of parchment paper. Now, I have here the baking soda, and you combine it with 6 cups of water, or pretty close. I also have here a slotted plastic spoon. I want to turn the boil down a little bit because this baking soda, once it goes in, it can really bubble up and make a huge mess, especially if you have that boil going really powerfully. Nice little hack there is by turning it down. We don't get quite the same. So now we have water and baking soda boiling, and what we're going to do now is we take each pretzel and we put in the boiling water for about 15 seconds or so until it'll sink, then it'll come back up. You give it a little longer. You don't really want to boil them, you more want to coat them a little bit and give them that nice outer shell. So we can put in a few at a time, maybe 3 or 4. And again, they will come up, they will float to the top when they're
It
kind of
kind
ready.
of looks like a pretzel full of pretzel lands.
Yep, it kind of does. So we'll let it go, and now they're starting to boil to kind of come to the top. Again, just a mild boil. It's been 10 seconds, maybe 12 seconds. Give them just a little bit longer to boil. Well, now they're floating to the top, so we use our spoon. Again, you want a slotted spoon so you don't get quite as much excess water. And they should be floating at the top. And you just take them out now. And so now we have half of them ready to go. And we'll do another batch of 4. So we'll take the last 4 here. 1, there you go, 2. You know, be a little careful dropping them in so they don't unwind. Sometimes they do, and then if they unwind, you can just sort of poke them back. It's a little hot now because there's boiling water. It's actually It's actually very, very hot. But you want to make sure they look kind of nice here. We'll do a nice 2 racks of 4 maybe. And now we can take them out. Take them out nicely. That one looks really good. And you'll see some of them, as you do this more and more, you'll see you can learn how to shape them and get more consistent with rolling the dough out and how long it should be. Get the last one here. Turn off the boiling water now. And now we have a nice rack of 8 of these. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put salt on them. To do that, we simply take the salt, and this is kind of found the easiest way to take the salt. You tear open the package, and then here baking proof, you put it in your hand, just like this. And now the pretzels are nice and moist from just coming out, and then you just kind of sprinkle it over each one. Give it a good amount of salt, just like that. Kind of, you can do it pretty quickly. And now, once you get all the salt on them, just if you heard that beep, that means my oven's ready, so we timed this very well. We're gonna put it in the oven, middle rack, for 10 to 12 minutes. Most people undercook them instead of overcook them, so I usually set it for 12 minutes. And I will see you in 12 minutes. See ya. Hi, welcome back to dadbakinghacks.com. It has been 12 minutes. These are done, but you can see it's 12 minutes. It's about what we want them to look like. Ow, ow, ow. These are getting to get hot with one hand. Ow. So come over here, baking crew.
Okay.
Stand on up, and we want to put them on the. Careful, these are hot. We want to put them on, and this is kind of exactly what it to look like. This color.
Only leave the hot parts.
It's okay, you can leave the hot parts. I'm almost done. Here we go. And what we want to do now is we want to wait.
I'll show them.
So basically, show them what they look like now when they're all done.
I'm showing them.
And now we're going to wait probably 10 minutes or so. They're still cooking on the inside. And we'll be back, and you can see how delicious they are. See ya.
See ya, man.
Where's my baking crew at?
Everywhere filming you.
So it's been about 10 minutes. These are nice and cool. So which one do you want, baking crew?
I'm going to have this one.
This one?
No, this one.
This one?
No, my brother's going to have that.
Okay.
This one.
Here, you, which one do you want? Okay, you choose it. You grab it and take it.
And I'll take this.
Here we go. So guys, how do they taste? Tell me, try them. How do they taste?
Baking crew number 1's coming in.
Oh, here
They
comes
taste
baking crew
good.
number 1.
They taste good.
Okay, here, film me for the last bit, baking crew. So guys, pretzels are fun for people from Philadelphia. They are fantastic. Done in about an hour. And I will see you next time. So show me some love. Click subscribe on dadbakinghacks.com.
Like the video.
See ya.
See ya.